Salutations, sports fans. Welcome back to the LPG Podcast. If you've been challenged to a fantasy sport throwdown, we provide the lowdown for laying the smackdown. This is your host and Commissioner Supreme, Guido. Folks, today we pick off where we left off, trying to solve your pain points in the assembly of your respective fantasy squads. To know more, you have to listen to the previous squad.
All right, Gaffers. Thank you, Kamish. So where we did leave off the last episode was that we spoke about the goalkeepers and the defenders. So today we are going to get into the meat and bones of your fantasy Premier League team, the midfielders and the forwards. So I'm totally pumped up. And so this is now the final week before the FPL begins. So this is when we all do last minute alterations. And we are so sure that our team is done. And then we get up in the middle of the night with a sweaty palm. Oh my God, I don't want Mane in my team. Go to the last minute switch, bring in Coutinho, and then he gets injured for 3 months. Have you been there? Okay, clearly not.
You clearly been there.
Clearly I've been there. Not feeling the same vibes from the rest of you guys. Good for you, good for you.
We're winners, man. You'll get to it someday.
Yeah, we have
10 years and counting. So,
Okay.
yeah. Me and Raj are champions.
Yeah, two former champions in the house.
Yeah.
Magilchi for that.
Kabalida. Wow.
Okay.
But yeah.
So, okay, fans, don't worry. If you're like the doctor statistic here, then hopefully the champions here will help us. So now let's get down to the discussion. So let's begin with midfielders. And
Yes.
Shanky, do you want to take over?
Yep. Do we start with Arsenal again?
No, let's start with the marquee midfielders. Who's the most expensive midfielder this year?
Alexis Sanchez.
Alexis. Ooh, turns out to be from Arsenal. What a surprise.
Was it a surprise?
So he's priced at 11.
11, yeah?
Yeah. And we all know he raked in like some 170 points last year. So
Okay.
I think he's on track to, better that, considering hopefully he's not injured, fingers crossed, touch wood, all that. So, yeah, I really would have him in my team, except for the part that...
Yeah, but given the fact that Sanchez has been playing continuously, I think he's played 3 continuous international tournaments over the last year without a break.
Because shady Copa America, yeah.
Yeah, and also the
Shady.
Seriously, man. And
played in the US for the 100th year. How convenient.
And you all would have seen his ankles, right?
Yeah, of course, we all saw that photo, quite a scary looking photo.
Yeah.
But then Sanchez is like one happy dog, you cannot contain him. But other than the physical aspect, there has to be some level of mental fatigue also. So
He's already back in London though.
yeah, like that obviously, you got to come home.
With his 2 dogs, Humber and... Dude,
Oh.
I follow him on Instagram.
Okay,
That's a lot of information.
we don't. That's not going to affect our fantasy Premier League team.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Alexis Sanchez, is he going to be fit? First question.
I really not want
We are not
to
sure.
include
Yeah,
him.
okay.
No, I really not include him in my first 3-4
Yeah.
games.
No,
This-
okay.
Exactly
Yeah, fair
where
enough.
I've been there, right?
Okay, so considering that we have more expensive marquee forwards,
Yeah.
so I think we will wait on Alexis
Yeah,
Sanchez for
multitude
now.
of
Avoid
factors.
Arsenal as an entire team is what we said.
Wow,
last, yeah.
okay. Coming from the
For the first-
Shanker man.
But only for the first 4 weeks.
Only for the
let's just
first
give it
4
some time, right?
Okay.
Wenger needs time to
That's
decide
the
on the
epic
fitness and all that.
anti-jinx in work right there. But yeah, I think given the injury, the fixtures, and the fact that at 11 it's a big gamble. So probably wait and watch
Wait
for
and watch,
Sanchez. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And so when we spoke about Alexis Sanchez, we can't leave out Mesut Ozil.
Yep.
So the most assists last season, a record of sorts. The previous record was held by Fabregas.
No,
Thierry Henry.
20.
Henry
He
still
still has the record.
Henry still has the
Yeah,
He
record.
was led by 1 thanks
Yeah.
to Giroud, dude. He should have scored so many.
I think Fabregas is second at 19.
19.
The first year in
Okay.
Chelsea,
But I
he
love
had
Giroud,
19.
whatever.
Is Ozil fit or is he going to be rested for the first game?
He is going to be rested.
He's gonna be
Wenger
rested.
clearly
Wenger-
told, give
Wenger
him 4
usually
weeks off
practices-
to... Yeah, he just sticks to his principles. So you can... This is where Wilshere and all get to,
Yeah, but I think he might be on the bench.
Yeah.
The usual Wenger keeps him on bench in case we need it at
70
more
minutes.
often than not. We do need
Yeah.
them to come on.
We did that for
considering
Sanchez
it's
last
Liverpool,
year,
we
didn't
did
we?
for Sanchez last
Leicester,
year.
I remember.
So we are going to wait on Ozil too. So from Ozil, we'll just move to the guy who had the second most key passes last year. That's Dimitri Payet. Yeah. Payet had the most key passes after Ozil. And
What's his price at?
9.5.
Yeah.
That's quite
he's a premium midfielder.
Yeah.
That's premium price for a West
For a
Ham.
West
Price,
Ham
right?
squad player.
He was... Oh, yeah.
We miss you, Bubble Top.
But he is a premium player in general itself.
True.
I think he's class. Yeah, your goals, assists, and those amazing set pieces. I mean, he has some 75% accuracy rate with direct free kicks for
Yeah,
France.
man.
That is
But
insane.
Is that sustainable?
Obviously not, but even if it's at 30%, that is still a lot for direct free kicks. I mean, when you have tricky guys like Lanzini and your
Who's
Michel
injured, by the
Antonio.
way.
Yeah. No, but guys who can get fouls in and around the 30-yard
Are West Ham
area.
signing any new forwards? They were linked with quite a
They
few.
were
Carlos
linked with
Bacca, I
Andre
think?
Ayew and Carlos
Yeah.
Bacca.
Today the latest thing is Andre Ayew.
Andre Ayew. Okay, wow, that would be a
interesting.
phenomenal signing if
Yeah.
that happens.
I really don't think so because
Ayew is not technically a forward as such.
yeah, he's more of a winger, right winger.
Yeah.
Okay.
He manages along at Swansea because of their style of play. They're just keeping the tiki taka. They also follow a bit of tiki taka.
So you're saying his signing does not affect Paye?
No,
No.
not really.
Pai is one of those.
What about
premium
Sofia and
players.
I would
Feghouli?
rather have an Andy Carroll there, right? We all know that to convert his set pieces there. But then Andy Carroll is not going to sustain his form over 38 games.
He's also very injury prone.
So yeah, let's not.
Yeah,
go
Vido,
there.
you were saying
What
about
about Sofia
Feghouli?
and Feghouli? Do you think he's going to change Paya's prospects?
I saw him.
I mean, we all agree that Paya is a brilliant player, but he
Yes.
needs to have a supporting cast.
Yeah,
Is West Ham squad good enough
Yeah.
for that?
Feghouli, yeah.
I think they do have a good squad. In terms of centre midfield, they have a solid base or spine in Noble and Coyote sitting right there.
How are the fixtures looking at right now?
The fixtures for West Ham are pretty okay. I think they have 3 difficult home fixtures.
Yeah, so they have Chelsea away and Man City away in their first 3 fixtures.
Yeah,
Probably stay off Paya as well.
No, Pai anyway, I don't think will play the first game, probably.
Yeah, also,
since he
he'll
played
also
the
be
final.
rested, yeah.
But yeah, other than that, straight away, the second game is Bournemouth at home. And they have, again, Man City, but then again, the fixtures become really good after that.
Okay.
So yeah, but I think Pai is one of those guys who's fixture resistant, I think.
Fixture proof, okay.
Yeah.
But
so
you're saying
fixture-
Pai
I
is
don't
fixture
think
proof.
when it
okay.
comes to Pai, you should be scared of the fixtures because he is a big game player.
Yep.
He always steps up.
Yeah.
Big games,
Yeah.
he definitely tends to.
Yeah, I think most people will consider Pai for
Yeah.
sure.
I don't think for midfielders per se you should look at the fixtures as much as we do for defense, right?
Right.
So, because they all tend to, these marquee players, come on, they are called marquee for a reason.
Yeah.
So they tend
Especially
to
when you're a set piece specialist also, there's something bound to happen. You have even there's not many chances in open play,
Yeah.
you always are in with a shout.
Okay, so moving on from Paye, let's now move to Manchester United, who have just signed Henrik Mkhitaryan. What a signing.
Brilliant signing.
Yeah.
Don't the Arsenal fans miss him?
Of course, man. I really wanted him here.
We always thought at some point of time he was coming to Arsenal.
Yes, he seemed
after all
perfect
the
for
rumors and-
And to actually go and turn up at Mourinho,
Seriously. But then he is not a Mourinho player, so I hope he does.
Z is
Real
enjoying this
bad,
moment
man.
right now. Z is enjoying this moment right now.
Somewhere in Mbaku.
No, but I'm sure he's, yeah.
so Mkhitaryan, crazy stats last time, huh?
Yeah, 11 goals, 15 assists. I mean, for a guy who's doing that outside of Bayern Munich, that's brilliant. Any guy who's doing that outside of Bayern Munich in that league has to be respected.
Okay.
So yeah, he would have probably solved all our right wing woes for Arsenal. So he's one of the best prospects there, 9.5, coupled along with Ibrahimovic, who's going to feed off.
Okay.
Mkhitaryan is probably going to be that knife, and
Okay.
But I see him
He's gonna be
playing
the
out
handle
of
and-
position here, which is
Yeah.
what I am scared at. Because you see, obviously on the left is going to be Martial. We all agree with that.
Okay.
Rooney, if he has to start, it has to be in the hole behind Ibra.
Okay.
So you see Mkhitaryan playing on the right. Which
Yes.
everyone say he can easily adapt to all positions and all that. He plays in all 3 positions.
Okay.
But right is the weakest when it comes to Mkhitaryan. He's best in center and then the left. Right is the last on the list. So I really don't see him as a crossing guy and all that. So
How
let's
much
see anyway.
is Mkhitaryan, sorry?
9.5.
9.5.
The same price as Paye.
Same price
Yes.
as Paya.
Ooh.
And also the same price as Martial, who is classified as a midfielder this time,
Yes.
which is again a favorable out of position. He could play forward, he could play a more advanced role, but he's classified as a midfielder. And do you think Martial can replicate the form that he showed last season? Very good returns for a young player, debut season.
Agreed. I think his assists would increase, but I don't think he'll even match the number of goals he scored last
141 points on a debut season is a fantastic.
Yeah,
figure.
Huge, but
I'd rather,
Under Van Gaal, let me just
dude, when it's
add that.
9.5, Mkhitaryan 9.5, Paye 9.5, Martial, who will you choose? Come on, he'll be third on the list. We all know that.
So you're going to go with Mkhitaryan.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely. Because Mkhitaryan's goal assist, the combination is there. And I think Martial being a young player and all, I think there might be a tendency, if he finds Ibra free, he's going to pass the ball more to him rather than go for it. So I think maybe that might influence him a little bit, playing along with Ibrahimovic, all the aura around Ibra. So I don't know. But at the same price, I think definitely Mkhitaryan is a better bet than Martial.
Okay. Yeah. But let me just sound a klaxon here that the Bundesliga for repeatability, that is his returns in Bundesliga, will they repeat in EPL, is statistically unclear. Okay.
But traditionally, we have the Bundesliga players adapting pretty decently.
The most recent example being Kevin De Bruyne,
who
had a phenomenal season at Wolfsburg.
Firmino.
For me.
So maybe you're proving the statisticians wrong, Rajkumar.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, if statistics...
You've been proving him wrong for a while.
If statistics were correct, Prem would be doing better in our mini leagues.
That's true.
That's what I meant.
So, speaking about Kevin De Bruyne, he is the most expensive midfielder from Manchester City. Under Pep Guardiola, I think he's a mouth-watering prospect.
That's an
odd way to describe a player.
I love his numbers, man. Goals, assists, he does everything. And especially in a very small amount of time. And that's a hallmark of a good player.
True.
And I'm not a fan of Aguero. 13 million Aguero, not for me. Kevin De Bruyne.
Dude, 87%, I'm just making it up. of the FPL managers will disagree with you, sorry.
I know everyone's like to Aguero or not to Aguero, but...
you have to appreciate the honesty of Shanky.
Of course to Aguero, man. Come on.
10.5 Kevin De Bruyne versus 13 million Aguero. I'm going to say Kevin De Bruyne. Okay. Especially under Pep Guardiola. Okay, to each his own. But KDB... consistent. When you look at say the world football, and you say who's going to be the best player 5 years from now, I think KDB will be one of them.
Mouth-watering.
No, after Ronaldo,
it kind of makes sense because he has to find the final ball through. I mean, most teams are going to sit back against Pep, so Aguero is not going to get that space to run into.
It's the width.
Yeah, and so De Bruyne has that pass that can unlock many defenses.
Yes,
probably Aguero is going to benefit from that, or probably De Bruyne is going to take it upon himself to score a few more goals.
No, I'm saying either way, De Bruyne will benefit. If he does a key pass is any pass which leads to a
2.5 differential for that is pretty solid in savings.
And every 0.5 will matter.
You said he was to 10.5, right?
10.5, yes.
Okay, let's move on to Silva quickly. How?
Silva is also 9.
9. So I think I would rather choose Silva this year
over Kevin De Bruyne.
Okay. I'd really give him a shout. I just wait to see if he's starting the first few games because he's usually injury hit all the time.
Let's sign a marquee player, but let's just see if he starts. Good tip, Shanky. Good tip.
No, but the thing is, I might not choose Silva over De Bruyne, but do you think that you would rather go for a 9.5 Mkhitaryan or a Payet over 10.5 De Bruyne? Do you think maybe there's a toss-up there?
Considering Payet has all the set pieces also to his favour.
You're asking the doctor statistic.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you can...
I think I'd go for a De Bruyne and probably that saving that I made, I'll invest in Ibrahimovic.
You didn't make a saving. You went
the
for
1.5, so 11.5 is what Ibra is priced at.
Yeah.
So instead of that 1.5 saving that I make from Aguero, who is very injury prone. So that 1.5 saving, I'll probably invest. I'll have a De Bruyne and Ibrahimovic combo.
Or would you have a Mkhitaryan and Aguero combination at just 0.5 more? So it depends.
These are the dilemmas which I think every FPL manager will go through. And we can't provide those answers. We'll give you the facts.
True.
And you can make the decision according to the rest of the team that you've built up. Okay.
Yes. So I think basically like Opta.
Yeah.
So we are ignoring Nolito and Sterling because of the rotation risk, or?
Yes. No, Nolito, I think Vito's a big fan of Nolito.
I am a big fan of Nolito, but considering they might be getting in a few other players like Sane or something.
Leroy Sane is too young to be
Leroy Sane is too young. Maybe Hanacho is going to have a kind of a breakthrough
He's
season.
a forward.
He's a forward,
but he's capable of playing on the left.
He's capable of playing on the left.
Sane is a right-sided player, I think, no?
Sane is a right-sided player. He's more of a right-sided player.
No, he's kicked out Nasri because of his overweight thing and all that.
Nasri is not going to stay.
He had a baby bump, dude, at training. I could see that.
No, you can consider how this room has got all excited for the prospect of Pep taking over at Manchester City. I mean, we were pretty low-key about it during the defense.
Because they're all injured or they all suck, man.
But Nolito is a good option, at least according to me, because Nolito always was the typical Spanish player, but with also a little bit of directness about him. If he gets a shot on goal, he's going to take it. Even if it's out edge of the D box, he's going to try to curl it into the right hand side top corner. You could have seen a bit of that in the Euros. So he might be the guy who's there to receive the final pass that your Silvas and De Bruynes are going to do, and your Aguero might be the decoy where most defenders are marking him.
Okay. So I think the pod's agreement seems to be Kevin De Bruyne are not worth the extra money. Let me just add a simple point here that Raheem Sterling's underlying stats were very good last season. I know he didn't have end product, not goals, but I'd definitely put him on the watch list under Guardiola.
With a bit of rotation risk.
With a bit of rotation risk, yeah. But he's one of the best young players out there at this season. So moving on from Manchester City, let's now move to the champions of last year.
Riyad Mahrez.
Yeah. 240 points. Phenomenal. I think many FPL managers would have thought he's not going to sustain. But he just went on and on and on.
It's akin to the club itself. I mean, they're not going to finish first. They can't finish first. No chance. Oh shit, I think they're going to finish first. They did finish first.
True. I know.
So but I think Mahrez is phenomenal.
Can he repeat it though?
Yes. He's got everything in his locker to do it.
You look at him, he doesn't seem to be a flustered guy. He seems to be cool, calm, composed. So the mental part maybe is sorted.
In spite of all the transfer speculation around him, he's still, stepping it up every day in the training or whatever. That's what we're hearing. He's going to training properly. He's not given one word about where he's headed next. He's still churning out goals for Leicester in the match against
Leicester. Since you said churning out, let's just go into Dr. Statistic mode here.
Okay.
So in 2014-15 and in 2015-16, basically his shots on target, shots in box, chances created, all were essentially the same.
Yes.
There was no major increase in the output.
His conversion rate
was off the charts, and he got a lot of penalties last year.
Yes,
but he also missed a lot.
He missed a lot, but it unevenly boosted his goal tally.
I think that points to maybe a few facts. One, he probably has grown more confident in terms of his finishing.
That's a good point.
And also the fact that players around him have grown. For example, Vardy grew immensely.
Yes.
So when you have a finisher of that caliber, and maybe even your other guys supporting
and N'Golo Kante to tidy up things. He didn't really have too much of a defensive shift to put in, right?
N'Golo Kante had a very good supporting cast. Okazaki was putting in his shift up front, trying to close, trying to pressurize the defense to making a mistake, which Vardy and Mahrez were very quick to pounce upon. So all that played into Leicester's hands.
I am surprised that there are many FPL teams, most of them that I've seen, don't have Mahrez actually in the initial draft.
Maybe that's got to do a bit with the whole Arsenal speculation. But I think it shouldn't matter because Vardy won. He's going to start straight away even if he comes to Arsenal. And based on his style, he's extremely good in a counter-attack where he used to give those long balls. But he's also really good in those confined, close spaces like how Arsenal play. So I think either way, Mahrez is quality.
So would you get him in now?
Yeah.
At Leicester?
At Leicester or at Arsenal. I would take
get him in.
Mahrez. Definitely.
So the former champion, Rajkumar, recommends... Do you agree with him?
No.
You don't agree? Shanky?
I do agree with you.
You do agree. Okay, so that's...
I'd rather make my investment somewhere else.
Okay, so we are on tie.
How much is he priced at though?
9.5. Listen to the champions.
I buy that.
Or you can listen to Mr. 6th and 8th.
Okay, fine. I think we'll agree to disagree on that. So the former...
It's a fact,
So statistics don't lie, no?
So the former champions are hedging their bets on Riyad Mahrez.
But they've been hedging their bets on everyone till now. Just to be clear. They want everyone
and
to
we'll get to it, right?
They didn't recommend anyone till now. They only recommended Riyad Mahrez so far. Okay. So moving on from Riyad Mahrez. So let's now move to Liverpool. The minefield of a midfield. That's what I'm calling it. Wijnaldum, Mane, Coutinho. Yeah, thank you. I made that up just now. Okay. Mane,
definite starter. Liverpool.
Okay.
And
Prem disagrees with you, by the way.
Yeah, I can tell.
No, I had my doubts. I'm happy to learn.
You doubt whether he'll start?
Regular starter. Yeah.
No
wonder he finished 8th.
He'll definitely start. I mean, we always have the whole new manager syndrome. The new manager has brought him in.
Okay.
And
he's spent a
$30-35
year in the league. Jurgen Klopp, he's noticed where he needs to make the change. He's gone out there real quick and bought the player that is going to make the difference.
Okay. Can we just spend a minute on statistics here?
Yes.
Can I just ask the pod, what are the most important statistics for a midfielder from an attacking point of view? What do you think?
shots.
Shots, okay. shots.
Dribbles. For me,
Dribbles,
when a player
okay.
like Mane is involved, how many take-ons matter?
Take-ons, okay. Then
But I feel shots because dribble is like the journey, whereas
I'd
shot
go
is
with-
the destination.
I'd go with key passes.
Then
Key
let's go with
passes,
goals.
okay.
If you're
Goals
talking
is
about
good.
destination, let's go with goals. No, you want destination.
okay.
I'd say key passes.
Key
A
passes.
midfielder has to play in
key
a
passes,
forward
shots, shots on target,
and dribbles.
Take-ons usually,
take-ons, okay.
yeah, it's not...
Okay, so let's broadly say there are some 4-5 stats. We'll also throw in shots on target,
Okay.
Key passes.
Where you're getting it somewhere.
I'm getting at something.
Yeah.
I'll get at some. I'm
You
getting at
better
it.
get some.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, there were 3 midfielders only who featured in 2 or 3 categories out of these 4. Okay.
Okay.
So I want you guys to guess the players.
No, I didn't get your question again.
So okay. So shots on target.
In the
chances
top, you mean?
in the top.
In
Yeah.
the top, okay.
Okay.
Shots on target. Chances created. Shots in the box.
Okay.
So these are some main statistics that we look
I'm
at.
going to go with one. Christian Eriksen.
That's a good shout. Okay.
I'm going to go with Mahrez.
Riyad Mahrez. That's correct. Riyad Mahrez is one of the 3. The other 2
Yeah,
being
former champion.
Alexis Sanchez. And the third
Yeah,
one
Alexis
was...
Sanchez has the worst accuracy and maximum shots.
Yeah.
The third one better be Sadio Mane for the sake of your
Yes,
story.
exactly. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
That's a good deduct. I was surprised because when I looked at the stats, this is the top 10. Top 10 in all these categories.
Okay.
I expected Alexis Sanchez. I expected Riyad Mahrez. I was surprised when Mane popped up.
So Mane was signed basically to relieve Coutinho of some of his work. Come on, Coutinho can't carry... I mean, Coutinho also...
No, I think I disagree with you. I think Mane is a different level of player. I think we're underestimating
What are you
him.
saying?
Yes,
So
yes.
he's
So
putting
for
them in the
Mane
same...
is a better player than Coutinho.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
definitely.
where
What
he's...
are you guys saying?
That's where he's slotting him based on the statistics.
Yeah, based on the
Would you
statistics.
both agree?
Not really.
No, see, forget the eye test. I'm not saying look at him and he's dribbling all that. I'm saying
Probably
the
there is
stats
something
say
about him that
Mane is
says
better
more.
than Coutinho.
I think
Prem
Mane
did bring
is-
out Idris guy.
Who's now signed
now
for a
signed
Premier
for
League?
Everton.
Yep.
Yes, there
Yes,
you go.
I think
There
that's
you
a
go.
So
big-
Is it
Koeman
already done?
has...
Is the deal already done?
It's done.
Yeah,
It's done.
So Koeman has recognized the talent
Yeah.
as
Prem
well.
Kumar. He's listening to our podcast.
He's been listening to the LPG podcast.
So not bad. So if Prem's saying that and Klopp has got him, like one of the
Prem
first
said
players
so
he's
many
got.
things, man. We gave him credit for Idrissa Gueye that day.
Yeah, we
Again and again, I'm not going to give him
No, I'm
credit.
just saying.
They're done and
I'm
dusted.
highlighting that to like reinforce this point.
Agreed.
Hey, no,
But I think what we're trying to say is Sadio Mane, I agree with you, is going to be essential Liverpool cover. As
Come
a-
on. After all this,
No.
Oh.
From our fantasy
no,
point
from-
of
yeah,
view.
fantasy
See,
point of view. Okay.
one thing is, I think I'm going to say this: Liverpool attacking midfielder is a must in every FPL team.
yes,
Agreed.
But why,
Hopefully the
why
one that
I
you-
would choose Firmino over Mane
Okay.
is because of the fact that if Sturridge gets injured,
Yeah.
which he perennially is,
Yes.
so
He can play as-
He'd play false nine, and then he would be a great. So people can say, okay, you
Yeah.
can wait it out, and then see if Firmino starts, and then shift to Firmino later on.
I agree.
But all that
I think that's a fantastic point, and that has to be kept in mind.
Yeah.
So Firmino and
Coutinho is not my shout in. I just believe
Yeah.
Coutinho is a better player, not FPL
Yeah.
terms.
Yeah.
FPL terms,
Yeah.
Mane is definitely better.
Yeah, I think he's right. I think as a footballing fan and just from a footballing
Yeah,
point of view,
yeah.
Coutinho
Coutinho
is
is-
far better. He's a magician,
Yeah.
but he's just not consistent.
Yeah.
So
And because of that consistency is what Mane that's
Yeah.
triggered the signing of Mane.
and most of his shots come from outside the box.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
And
the thing is, he hit so many shots that one or two is bound to go in.
Yeah.
So
like it's like Christian, Eriksen.
So
also.
since we are on Liverpool, we'll talk about Wijnaldum, the new signing.
Yeah.
I know he's not 9, he's 8.
Yeah, before we get into the FPL part of Wijnaldum,
Okay.
where do you guys see him starting? Because I really see him
Probably
starting as a
part of
box
the
to box.
double pivot.
Yeah, but I'd
The
agree with
double
Vito there.
pivot, okay.
Along with Emre Can maybe. That's
Okay.
best where he can get. I don't see him beating Firmino, Coutinho and Mane to their spots.
Okay.
It is impossible right now.
Let me just
Do
say...
any of you disagree?
No.
or?
No, the thing is, I
Yeah.
just don't think Klopp would trust Wijnaldum to be in the double pivot because you need two solid guys. I don't know if Wijnaldum will just
So
stay and help
he's putting
out.
a lot of faith in Chan then. Who has been doing pretty
Yeah,
good.
Chan is
He had a very
brilliant.
good season last year. It was a
Yeah.
breakthrough,
So
yeah.
he's putting a lot of faith in Chan and
Henderson.
look at the midfield that they have. Everybody has goal scoring potential there. I'm really mouth-watering prospects.
Yeah.
Liverpool.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, exactly.
No, I think that's the very antithesis of FPL from Gaffer's point of view. It becomes all the more tough. Because
It
you
becomes
cannot
all
take
the more
risk.
tough to get the
So,
right player.
Yeah.
To
But
score
if
for
you know
you.
Liverpool, top two would be Mane and Firmino.
No,
Okay.
but then again, let's please not forget what we mentioned earlier about the fixtures. Liverpool's fixtures.
Yeah,
they have one of the
Liverpool
worst
fixtures,
fixtures
they
among
have bad
20 teams.
fixtures. Okay.
So they face Arsenal, Spurs, Leicester, and Chelsea in their first 5 games.
Okay.
3 of those being away. So
Okay.
let's really not get into Liverpool for the first 5-6
now.
games.
Okay.
And then move
So the
on.
pod agrees that we have to wait on Liverpool.
But
until
definitely
they-
get into that.
Until
You
the
have to jump
fixtures
into the
get
Liverpool
better.
bandwagon.
And
Yeah.
after that, when you are jumping into the bandwagon, it has to be Firmino or Mane.
Yes.
Okay.
Fair assessment.
Fair assessment. All right. So moving on from Liverpool, since you brought up Christian Eriksen,
Yes.
Christian Eriksen had the most shots on target of a midfielder last season compared to any other player, which was a surprising stat for me. But I think over the
A
past
lot of them seem to surprise you, though.
yeah. See, the thing is, you look at the games.
Only a surprise manager finishes 8th.
True. Come on, I'm a doctor. I got a life. I can't keep looking at the numbers every day. I only do this for the listeners, exclusively for them, and bring out all this content.
Commitment.
Yeah. Yes. Commitment. So. There are a lot of resources out there, fantasy resources, and India has a huge FPL scene. Okay, so what we're trying to do
Christian
is
Eriksen, yes, still a great prospect in very good Tottenham squad.
Yes.
They've got Dele Alli coming off a very good season.
he's also
Probably-
8.5 by the way, both of
Yeah.
them, Eriksen and Ali are at
I'd go with
8.5.
Eriksen,
I think
without
Yeah.
a doubt.
Eriksen
Without a
has
doubt.
proved it time and again. I
Exactly.
think he's had 3 consistencies.
Yes.
He's one of the best set piece takers.
It's blasphemy
How
to
much did he score, Eriksen?
Last time?
Last year?
171
So
point something
171. Did any of us
178.
even... I mean, at the end of FPL,
No, I didn't-
if
I
anyone
wa-
had guessed if Eriksen scored more than 170,
That's the
no
whole
one
thing.
would
He's
have,
so
yeah.
consistent.
I
You
would have.
barely notice his contribution.
It's just like Michael Bevan's
So it's
one day innings, and he
blasphemous
just scores
that they
50.
price
Yeah,
him on
yeah.
the same level as Dele Alli.
So
I
I'm
don't
not
know
the only
where
one
they feel
who was
Dele Alli is
surprised.
headed
No,
this
that's
year.
because it's just on sheer numbers. FPL goes by numbers because Ali had a terrific
Also
season.
goes by a little bit of...
but Eriksen is a brilliant performer. But the thing is, he's 8.5.
No, that's what I'm saying. So Eriksen and Dele Alli shouldn't be in the same price
League.
range.
Exactly.
Yes.
Not in the same price
So I
range.
read something interesting about Eriksen. Most of his shots that he scores, the goals, he cuts in from the left.
Yep.
Yeah.
So every goalkeeper tends to jump towards their left, expecting a curling effort on the
Yes.
far.
Yeah.
But then he always strikes it low on the bottom corner on the near post.
Okay.
So which is where they're taken by surprise. So most of his goals, they fixed a percentage that I'm really not aware of it
Okay.
right now.
Yeah.
Maybe it was pretty high, the percentage. So I was pretty shocked when I read.
And Spurs also have a very good threat from set pieces. So his conversion, his assist potential
Assist,
become much more.
yeah.
Alderweireld,
Yeah.
Vertonghen,
Exactly.
Kane,
So
all terrific headers of the ball.
That's a good
yeah.
point.
That's a
All
good
that
point.
depends though if Harry Kane shines this year, based on the back
No,
of
man.
a
Now you
really
have Janssen,
disappointing.
yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that
Yeah.
goes.
Hansen is
Maybe
being-
Lamela is going to step up. How much is Lamela priced at this year?
Lamela 7.
Yeah.
Now that you brought it up, Lamela had
short
a-
That
starter.
could be the cheapest
And a
way
short
into the
starter.
Tottenham
Yeah,
midfield.
Tottenham midfield.
Yeah.
And a short starter.
And I think he has a potential to have a very bright season this time.
Yeah, true.
Very good stats from
That
last
30
time.
million has to pay off somewhere.
But that's the thing. You
About
thought.
time.
I think most of us thought the same thing about Lamela last year too.
yeah.
We're like, okay, this is going to be the year. And I think Lamela will be a good differential pick.
He got 123 points. I think
Lamela
that was a
is
good...
Tottenham's Walcott.
He got 123.
123 points, yeah.
Okay.
I had him in my team for the latter part and he gave me
He
some
was
good
rotating with
returns.
Son, but now they don't have anyone with.
Yeah.
So.
No, Lamela definitely want to watch out for. And especially if he gets on to Pochettino. And Kane, we keep thinking, okay, we'll come to
Yeah,
Kane during the
forwards,
forwards.
yeah.
Okay.
So can I bring a big gun to
yes,
the game now?
Yes.
So can I talk about Eden Hazard?
Oh, yeah.
Priced at 10.
The
Had
faded
a
glory
really-
of Eden
He's
Hazard.
upset 90% of the FPL, man. I brought that up too, but he's upset most of them, man. I mean,
I know.
Last year.
yeah.
Yeah, 2 goals. That's insane,
Yeah.
right? And that too, he didn't have a goal for almost 75% of the season.
Yeah.
He scored 2 goals.
But yeah,
there.
but quality is quality. We all know Hazard is a brilliant player. He has goals.
It had to do with
assists,
his
everything.
attitude, I felt,
Yeah, you have the
last
whole Mourinho thing, and all
Kanye
off-field
also,
stuff, mental stuff, and all that. But still, bags of talent, bags of potential has to shine through, right?
Plus
10.
a possible penalty taking duty. Possible.
Yeah.
Because he was there before when Costa doesn't really take penalties. It's either him or Fabregas now.
Yeah.
We are not sure about Batshuayi yet, so I really think
Hazard.
he might take penalties.
So these guys back Mahrez. I back Hazard this year.
Hello.
we
He
back
doesn't
Hazard
come
too.
with that. We back Hazard too.
No,
Very
that
much.
one guy that you think is really going to stand out, you said
He didn't say
Mahrez.
Mahrez.
So let me get this straight.
See,
You're
I tell you
saying
what,
get...
well, KDB is at 10.5
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Hazard is at 10.
Yeah.
Definitely
Definite
go with
Hazard.
Definitely Hazard,
If you
yeah.
cannot accommodate both of them, go with Hazard.
Really?
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Dude, penalties.
See,
What are you saying?
Yeah, and Conte's team plays much more direct. I'm sure most of the play will go through Hazard.
No,
Whereas,
okay, since you brought that up, Conte is playing a 4-4-2
Okay.
or a 4-2-4.
Okay.
4-2-4.
4-2-4, yeah,
Do they
exactly.
have those many forwards?
Yeah, no, they're playing 2 forwards and 2 wide guys. He's playing
they have
Victor
Willian
Moses and Willian are playing.
You think Loftus-Cheek is really a prospect now?
I think 4-2-4
I
is
mean,
just the.
he's been your secondary striker
No,
in the
Lincoln-
friendlies. Loftus-Cheek.
Loftus-Cheek was horrible yesterday.
No,
If anyone watched
actually,
the Real
Loic
Madrid
Remy
match,
has been in good form, but we'll come to the forwards later.
Okay, cool.
But the point I'm trying to make is that Hazard is moved slightly away from goal in these formations. He's not playing in the left-hand side of the 4-3-3.
That's possibly because Conte wants him to dribble with the ball and take them on.
Okay.
Get him.
All right.
No,
because he's better running at the defender. Correct.
Okay.
Not receiving the ball.
See, if you notice Conte's Juventus stuff, that
Yes.
4-2,
Yes.
I mean the forward two,
Okay.
one is your classic centre forward type, and another is your, roving striker sort of thing and stuff. I think there is a chance that Hazard could become the second striker maybe. I don't know.
And one thing, Conte will not make the same mistake Mourinho has made because of his attitude. Everyone could see that. We didn't even have to share the dressing room and all that. We could all see his attitude dropped and all that because of Mourinho. So Conte is not. We all thought it was because of defensive duties and all that, right? That could be one of the reasons. So Conte is not going to make the same mistakes again, right?
So you're saying it's just a blip and he'll get back this
yes,
season.
yes. He's definitely going to be
because
back
his
on the
left
bench.
foot, right foot has a good shot, takes free kicks. He probably, as Shanky mentioned, he'll get penalties too, and he more often than not scores his penalties.
Okay.
So I think
I
at
can't
10
say I agree, but okay. But that's
I don't disagree.
Okay.
Let the stats surprise you next year.
All right. Yeah.
But your position in the mini league won't surprise any of us. So.
Okay, I'll be happy to be surprised. So staying with Chelsea, what about Fabregas?
No, man, not really. I don't
Not
know.
really?
I actually have a feeling Fabregas is going to play a more forward role this year. Maybe because he's keeping hold of Matic and Kante. He's keeping hold of both of them this year.
Yeah,
Okay.
that could be for sake of depth. I don't think he'll play both.
Exactly.
And Matic has
is
been
going
horrible
to go,
in preseason.
Matic is going to go back to the bench, man.
Yeah,
I see
he-
Kante and Fabregas starting there with Fabregas doing the box to box.
Yeah, Matic has been a shadow of the
I
player.
really have a feeling that Fabregas is going to be afforded more time. And
Yeah,
if
he
he's
might.
afforded more time, he's going to
He
find
has
you
set
that
pieces
key
on
pass
him,
and
though,
assist.
apart from the penalties.
But don't you think he shares most of the set piece, or rather,
yeah,
most of the set pieces
whoever
go
is
to
close
Willian?
to the ball usually takes
Yeah,
it.
it's Willian who gets 75% of the corners.
Who's become woeful from what his earlier proficiency with the set pieces.
Okay.
Willian is not doing so well lately.
Hey, that was a phase. You cannot maintain that. He scored, I think,
We just
4
spoke
and 4
about
or
it, right?
something.
30% conversion is also good enough. Right?
Yeah.
I guess.
So yeah, I think Willian is also a good
Willian
option.
is a good shout in except for the yellow cards because he
Yes.
does the dirty work also for Conte. He'll be doing that. So
Yes.
he'll pick up a yellow cards.
So we
a
think
lot of yellow cards.
Fabregas,
around.
Willian and Hazard are show starters, right?
So,
Yes,
but still,
definitely.
Hazard, obviously. Chelsea.
Yeah.
These three are sure starters and we definitely back Hazard, all of us.
Okay.
Any surprise in Oscar or something? No, would any of
No
you?
man, all
No?
rotation risks there. So
Yeah, fair enough.
Pedro.
Yeah, Pedro. Anyone? No?
Pedro.
Not for me.
Not
Where is he
really.
valued at? 9 at least?
No.
Again, new manager. Wait and watch.
Valued
right?
at just 7.5.
Oh, that's
A midfield.
Yeah, wait and watch and quickly jump into
Yeah.
it maybe.
yeah,
fair
probably.
enough.
That's an easy way into the Chelsea attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an easy.
Okay. So is there any marquee player that we have left out? I think we have covered all the midfielders who are priced 9 and above. Okay. Now let's move on to the next rung of midfielders. And I think midfield strategies usually are 2 or 3 premium midfielders.
Yeah, the other two are usually budget or mid-price.
Yeah.
out.
And they usually end up making a big difference.
Yeah,
Okay.
those mid-price,
The
but
mid-priced,
scoring
yes,
midfielders
yes,
like your
yes, yes.
Sigurdsson.
Sigurdsson. There we
Yeah.
go.
Let's
Okay.
start with Sigurdsson.
So we'll start with Sigurdsson.
Yeah.
What are his prospects for next season?
Bad.
I
Swansea
Why?
getting relegated.
Oh yeah,
That is Vido's opinion,
Vido's
man. Let him
opinion
just
from
stay
the
there,
previous
yeah.
pod where he said they're
So
going to be
Sigurdsson,
relegated.
I mean, he doesn't need any introduction, man. We
Yeah,
all
he
know.
does.
I mean,
Yeah.
so he has penalties, taking
Yeah.
duties, which is the key for.
How much is he priced at?
He's Sigurdsson is
8?
priced at 7.5.
7.5.
And he scored
Okay.
160 points, man. That's huge for
That's
someone
huge.
who's
That's huge.
priced at
Yeah,
that
yeah,
low. Yeah.
But Sigurdsson
He's going to
is
be that
always-
one shining light in Swansea's.
Yeah.
No,
I
what do you
think he
mean?
loves
Andre
being-
Ayew.
Yeah.
No, but everyone knows Sigurdsson is the main man there, not Andre Ayew.
How
Andre
much
came
points did
much
Andre
later.
Ayew get?
Andre Ayew got more points,
170.
I agree, 171.
Yeah.
But Sigurdsson
He
is
was on the
consistent.
dream team last
He's
year.
consistent, Sigurdsson. He doesn't score in spurts.
The moment when you
Andre
have-
Ayew faded towards the end.
Yeah.
He didn't score in
He
spurts.
he
just
came
had
in
a
all
crazy
guns
beginning.
blazing
He had
in
a
the beginning of the
crazy
season.
beginning, Yeah.
All guns blazing.
But do you
then
think
he kinda
Andre
waned.
Ayew has a a positive out of position potential this
Yes,
time.
yes, definitely.
Even after them signing Ojoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Ujoa is what I wanted to bring up
Okay.
because Sigurdsson never had a great forward. I think he had Boni. After Boni, there's no good forward to play there. Ayu has been there's makeshift forward and all that. Paloshi didn't do well. Gomes didn't do well. Eder didn't do. Eder hardly played, man.
Yeah, I mean, why? I mean, he scored the.
So Sigurdsson with Ujoa, Ujoa looked promising in the beginning of, 2 years back, that is. He looked promising. He was a decent forward. I think he could fit into the system.
Okay.
And Gideon is a shrewd manager, man. I really
So
rate
you're
him.
saying Siggy over Andre Ayew?
Yes, and I
At the
also
same
said
price?
Swansea in the top 10. I also said that.
Ayew
Okay.
is also
Completely
priced
against
7.5.
against
Yeah.
video.
So would you actually, same price, Ayu, Sigurdsson, you would prefer Siggy over Ayu?
Definitely because of the penalties. I'm a huge fan of penalty taking
Okay.
midfielders or forwards, dude. So because that definitely, come on.
Yeah.
I think Raj
one
agrees,
wrong-
or do you disagree?
Yeah.
Oh no, but I think Siggy is brilliant, but I would go with Ayu, especially
yeah.
thinking that he might.
If he plays false nine,
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Andre Ayew has a
Or
decent
probably a
shot.
midfielder from another team instead to make an investment.
Yeah, okay.
But
Like
Andre Ayew,
Arnautovic?
Andre Ayew again-
Arnautovic, okay.
Like
So
Arnautovic
fine.
probably.
Let's speak about
a player
Arnautovic.
from another. He's just signed a 4-year contract.
Yeah, he did. He was linked to Everton and
Yeah,
all
yeah.
that.
So
But
in spite of he made a lot of.
He's still listed as a midfielder, which was a surprise for me, considering he played most of last
No,
season
he
as a
didn't
No,
play
he
forward.
forward.
did.
He
He didn't
always
play
started
forward.
off on the
He
left
was still
flank,
left flank,
but he
yeah.
was relieved of his defensive duties.
Oh,
So
okay.
Peters used to do all the dirty work
Oh,
by himself,
okay,
pretty
okay.
much. Pretty much what happens is the case when Walcott plays for us, right?
Yeah.
Same thing.
So-
Only thing without the end product. When
Do
it
you think
comes to
Arnautovic is
Walcott.
capable?
Or will Zishan plays for us?
So Arnautovic is priced at 7.5 again.
Yeah,
Okay.
same.
And he's scored 165 points, which is a huge surprise.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, it didn't
More than-
seem like he was scoring that many, but it is.
But he's got 11 goals. But
Yeah.
one stat that I have is he's played close to 110 games for Stoke, and he scored 11 goals last year, and he scored only 8 goals in the remaining games.
No, that's okay.
So
I mean,
he just
it
come
took
to
a
the
while
fore,
for him.
maybe.
Yeah, he's probably come to the fore now.
We really can't be sure
Because he has a very demanding attitude. He expects a lot from himself, so I think he's
Correct.
only going to step up from here.
Yeah, he's a wannabe Zlatan also.
He's been likened to.
Yeah,
Poor man
plus he
Zlatan,
has the penalty taking duties, which is what I love.
Because of his hairstyle?
also,
Also,
hairstyle, the height,
he served under Mourinho and some other
Okay.
great managers.
a lot of similarities there. Yeah.
What about Shadan Shaqiri?
I'd prefer Arnautovic there. I mean, Shaqiri is priced at 6.5. Okay.
6.5?
Yeah, 6.5.
Oh, okay.
But
That one differential doesn't
I
really
really
cut
don't
it.
see Shaqiri with the end product.
Yeah.
Man. He rarely
Okay.
gets into those advanced positions. Arnautovic is a better option
He might have
considering the
those-
penalties also.
If Stoke have a good day, Shaqiri is probably going to walk out with a brace.
Yeah.
But if they
Yes.
don't have a good day, that's
Yes.
when Shaqiri is really going to
So-
be disappointed.
Yeah, so one surprise this
So
year
let's
was
just-
again Boyan listed as a midfielder as opposed to a forward
Yeah,
last year.
last year.
So if Boyan starts, he could really be a key because he plays the number 10 and he could play as a false 9 also.
Okay, so let's just do a marquee sum up here to
Yeah.
just understand what you all said.
Yeah.
So you said go for Mahrez.
Yes.
And on Liverpool, after the fixtures get better, not immediately, Firmino
Definitely.
and
Yeah.
Mane.
Yeah.
Okay. No to Arsenal players right now.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
When the situation gets better, go for Ozil.
Definitely go to Arsenal players later, yeah.
So at Arsenal, we said that since their fixtures are really bad, we are going to wait on Alexis Sanchez and Ozil. So no one from the Arsenal midfield as of now. So Eriksen has had a huge fan following in our podcast. Hazard, surprisingly to me, but the champions have said Hazard. Okay. So moving on to the next rung, Tadic, Dusan Tadic. I'm going to give a shout out to him because
I
he had.
really rate him as a player, but he's injured right now. So
Oh, okay. How long is he out?
I really have no clue. But he's not going to start the first game, is what I've read.
Okay. So what about Nathan
let's-
Redmond?
Nathan Redmond, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. What is his price, by
6.
the way? He's 6.
Yeah.
He's definitely worth a shout in at 6.
But
Yes.
extremely inconsistent though.
But we really can't say when he was surrounded by quality, like how Sterling could reproduce his. I mean, that season, like with Suarez and
with Suarez
Sturridge
and
around
yes,
him.
yeah,
I mean, with Redmond having. Austin is not the best of forwards available, but yeah, he's better quality when compared to Norwich, right? At Norwich, he had Graben, Hula, and all that. Yeah, so Cameron Jerome.
Cool. So what about Barkley? Barkley and
Oh,
Yulofo from
yes.
Everton.
Yes. That's
Yulofo's been playing
Playing as a
false
centre forward,
9.
false 9, yeah.
But
he seems to be scoring.
great
Obviously,
form.
he won't play in
False
false 9,
nine, yeah.
but still, the manager has trusted him. He's been scoring
Yes.
goals. And then you also have Barkley. I think Barkley is priced at 7.5 and Yulofo is priced at 6.5.
Barkley is a good shout-in for me, but Delafeu I would really not take because rotation risk is really not my thing, dude. When you have Aaron Lennon and Miralas there, and we really don't know what Koeman is going to do, what he's seen at training and all, I'd definitely keep away from Delafeu at least for now. Maybe jump into him once you know he's starting for sure.
Yeah,
rotation risk is a no-no.
I think
complete
Ross
no-no for
Barkley
me.
has some phenomenal stats to
Yeah.
back him, so he'll be a good
and
shout.
he starts off the seasons really well usually. That's
Okay.
his, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right. So moving on to the next rung of midfielders. Do we have any famous ones?
Andros Townsend.
From Crystal
okay.
Palace.
From
That's
Crystal-
huge.
Alright.
He's
Townsend.
priced at 6.5, I think. Or Vido?
Yeah. His price is 6.5.
Yeah, he's priced 6.5. What about Bolasi?
I think, yeah, Crystal Palace has the whole gamut.
is priced at 6 just as much as Kabai, who also must be a
Penalties.
favorite for you because
No,
he
he's
takes
not a favorite
penalties.
for me.
Because he
like
takes penalties?
He takes penalties, but he's a box-to-box. He's a deeper player.
So Townsend is priced more than...
Townsend is priced
More than
just,
Bolasi.
Just 0.5
Just
more than
0.5 more than
Bolasi.
Bolasi, but he gives you that much more end product. I
Yeah.
really don't think you should save up on 0.5 to take Bolasi over Townsend. Yeah.
I think Bolasi gives more end product than Townsend.
Not
but
at all,
okay.
man.
No, not
Not at all. Here
And,
again, champion speaking.
What about Zaha, the player of the season for Crystal Palace last year? Any?
Yeah, he has the
Interest in
most
Zaha?
take-ons of any midfielder.
Yeah,
I
he's a
think in the-
classic dribbler.
Yeah.
I see him sharing space. I mean, time with Townsend at least for now. Townsend is taken his place clearly.
Okay.
They've paid so much for him,
Okay.
and he's the only one who starts in the right wing. Right, Bolasi's clearly owned the left wing.
Zaha was
No,
playing
but
more
don't
to
you
the
think that people
midfield.
are saying Bolasi might play the number 10 this time? The second striker.
Wasn't Zaha
So,
doing
so
that?
you're saying
through the course of last year?
Puncheon goes away?
No, Zaha on the left,
Bolasi center,
and
Townsend on the right. Which
right.
means Puncheon goes away.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Then if that is the case, then yeah,
I think Bolasi might become interesting.
Yeah,
but yeah,
really interesting.
we have to wait and watch.
Yeah.
Okay. What
So
about
Hull
Bobby
City-
Kazri? Can I
Yeah.
just say that, Shanky? He was your player last season.
Yeah. So he's really good at set pieces.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only reason being, he needs someone gigantic like Benteke or someone to really convert those. He had
Okay.
Defoe. Defoe is really not a forward that Khazri would prefer.
Okay.
But under Moyes, I don't know if Defoe will continue there or if he'll want a new signing or something. That
Okay.
could be someone to watch out for. But
Yeah.
ahead of Khazri, I'd really rate Hull City's Snodgrass.
Snodgrass.
Yeah. Snodgrass
That
is
guy
back.
has all the set pieces, 5.5. And when Abel Hernandez does not play, he'll even be taking the penalties, which I'm pretty sure of. So Snodgrass at 5.5 is a better shout than Khazri is right now.
In Norwich's maiden season.
And also, and also more Diame, considering he's playing the advanced role.
Oh.
When the last time Hull were in the Premier League, he used to play the box-to-box and the box-to-box role, sort of. But now he's playing just behind the striker types. So
I'm just going to bring in a couple of names who from the big teams you've forgotten. Yaya Toure.
Nope.
Yaya Toure,
not
no
for
me.
No.
because
Okay.
of the-
Leave him out.
Juan Mata.
Maybe
Wait
a
and watch.
prospect, but leave him out.
Again,
Yeah.
If he
rotation.
goes to a mid-table team like an Everton or something,
Then definitely.
100%. grab him.
Let's just shoot these players down.
Yeah.
Okay. Aaron Ramsey.
Shoot. Arsenal. Because complete Arsenal shoot.
So
Bullets
he's
all around.
down.
Huh?
Yeah, he's down. Let's just go through.
Kevin Morales.
Down.
Rotation, shoot.
Wow. Okay. That's a very brutal pod we have going on.
Come on.
We are strapped
we
for
have-
time, man.
Coutinho.
No, we spoke about Coutinho.
We
spoke about him, but
Yeah.
it's a tricky one. Mane
Tricky
over
one, yeah.
Coutinho. Now you have to judge the pricing part of
Yeah.
it. 1.5 more than
Wait
Coutinho.
and watch there.
Yeah.
Shoot
Wait
him
and
down.
watch.
Shoot him down for now.
What about Bournemouth's new record purchase?
Yeah, Jordan
Yeah,
Ibe.
yeah.
Jordan
That's
Ibe.
a good mention.
Yeah.
Good shout.
I was just.
Yeah.
So
What do you guys feel?
Because
Because
not too sure
he's
about
been weird. I mean, I've not seen much of him in Liverpool. He doesn't take set pieces. He's not necessarily fast. He doesn't necessarily have a great eye.
I don't see why he costed more than Matt Ritchie.
Yeah.
And why Matt Ritchie went
Age, maybe.
went
But Richie's close to 30, I'm guessing.
no
Whereas-
26. He's 26 or
Oh,
25.
okay, fine.
So he's going to be on his so
No, if you're speaking about Bournemouth, I
Yeah.
think Josh King deserves a mention. He has very good stats to back him.
not too sure if he'll play though.
Okay. But he
Max
can.
Gradle is back.
because
Max
Callum
Gradle
Wilson-
has a good shout,
So
yes.
Josh King was starting last year because he was a false nine.
Okay.
Yeah.
This
What about
year-
Max Gradle this year?
Max definite shout.
Definite
He's
shout.
on the left,
Shout
yeah,
out.
definite
Max
shout.
Gradle. And
quality.
if you're looking at Middlesbrough, Victor Fisher
Okay.
is a player that who could stand out there. Not
Okay.
Downing. I'm not a big fan of Downing.
Not a fan of Downing.
He didn't
Alright.
do too well in
Is
the
Victor
championship.
Fisher? What's Victor Fisher's price?
5.5.
Come on,
5.5.
It's not grass at 5.5. It's a definite no, Victor Fisher.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
For me at least. Yeah.
Okay.
Drink water?
No,
No.
man.
No.
Absolute no.
He's your classic Carrick.
Mark Albrighton?
Nope.
Because he has a high chance of key passes.
No, but at that
chances
price, I'm
created
sure
and
you
key
have
passes.
better players.
You do have better. Okay, I think we have covered most of the players there. In this mid-range, have we left out anyone? Can the pod think of anyone? No. Okay, I think we'll move on for now.
Let's move on to the
Yeah,
forwards.
let's get
No,
to the juicy part.
let's just finish off the cheap midfielders.
Okay, yeah.
You wanted a shout out for 4.5.
Yeah, probably just in case
We
there's
all
any
need a
budget
cheap-
constraint, there's probably
Yeah.
someone you have to look
We all
for-
need to know the
look
4.5.
to.
Yes.
Probably there's Lico from West Brom. I think this could be his breakthrough season.
I agree. Tony Pulis has been a huge fan. Yeah,
Tony
Okay.
Pulis has been a huge fan of him, but Shanky tells me he's injured.
he's injured.
Oh, damn.
But he might be back. It's not a huge injury.
Yeah, I don't think.
Okay, cool.
he's-
There's something to
injured
watch
right
out
now.
for.
We'll talk
I'll
about-
get back to you. You can find us tweeting on the LPG podcast handle
Okay.
on his injury status.
All right, so now I'm rubbing my hands with glee, and let us
Is that-
talk about
okay, cool.
forwards. Okay, forwards it is.
So the main question: do you dash to Zlatan?
I do.
Okay, so let's do the Aguero versus Zlatan, since they are the most expensive
Yeah,
guys.
we already had that conversation. I go
Yeah.
for the KDB and Zlatan combination.
KDB.
But
and Zlatan.
should it be an Aguero versus Zlatan? Why not Aguero
I don't
and a
think
Zlatan?
you can accommodate both because that's like a quarter of your budget gone in
Nah.
two players right there.
I think Raj can negate you right there.
Yeah.
You could accommodate Zlatan, Aguero, and
Gray
in a
Gray
team.
from Burnley.
Burnley.
Yeah,
And
who's
straight
been
away
on-
you have a terrific forward line with bags of potential. So that's like an average of around really good premium forwards, like 9-10 price forwards.
Okay.
And you can go for your one high level midfielder with a lot of those 7.5 scoring ones.
Okay. Here's the thing. Do you guys think Zlatan will take penalties? Because as
Yes.
I said, I'm obsessed with penalties.
Yes.
Over Rooney?
Over Rooney, yes. Nobody's going to tell Zlatan back off from the ball, bro. Nobody's going to tell him that.
especially not
I
Shrek.
pity the fool. I pity the fool who does that shit.
Okay, then yeah, Zlatan. But I'm not a Zlatan guy, so Aguero all the way for me.
Okay, so we are divided on that again.
Yeah, we
No,
have
okay.
to.
Fair
No,
enough.
but really, I do think you should have both.
Okay, so
Yeah,
you're
that
saying Raj
sounds like
Kumar
a
is-
very good lineup.
Yeah.
I mean, there's one of those squads. We probably try to share that with you if we can come, accommodate these three strikers.
So we'll all-
Also, because
Yeah.
he's on really hot form.
Yeah, he just scored 8 goals in 5 games. I think he scored a hat trick in the
Who?
preseason match.
Andre
Gray.
Gray, yeah.
Andre
Andre
Gray from
Gray,
Burnley.
yeah.
So
How much is he priced at?
Andre Gray
6.5.
right? Yeah,
I think
he's
he's-
priced at 6.5.
Yeah,
Okay.
and we have. I think in the recent past we have seen strikers from the Championship really step it up
Really
when we
Yes,
come to
yes.
the Premier League. And let's cue Doctor Statistic.
Yes, Q Doctor. I think in the previous pod, Shanky mentioned that you have to half their goal output from the
Yes,
championship.
yes.
Actually, that's a good shout. It's not too far off. The actual number is 65%. Actually, 61 to 65%.
Which is still a good return.
So how many goals did he score last year?
20
I think
goals?
25 or something,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's still close to 17,
Also,
18
they have
goals.
8 more games in the championship, right? They have 8 more games.
Yeah.
They play 46 games. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But all
Fair
numbers
enough.
taken into account per 90 stats, all that. This is looking at Austin, Ings,
Vardy.
Callum Wilson, Vardy, Deeney,
were
Grant Holt,
Yeah.
Grant Holt, and even
Ricky Lambert.
Ricky Lambert, yes, there you go.
Yeah.
And so they've all shown that it's around 61 to 65%.
Callum, yeah, okay.
But I'd rather take Callum Wilson and save my money there and remove Ibra. So I'd rather have Gray, Wilson, and Aguero. And then anyway, we'll all be putting out our teams there sometime.
Yeah.
We'll
So
share
everyone
teams,
has to,
or
Okay,
you could
so
join-
let's finish the marquee forwards first. So we've done with
Yeah.
Zlatan and
Yeah.
Aguero.
Yeah.
So let's move to the 9 point. Okay, we'll move to Harry Kane.
Okay.
He's at 11.
Yeah.
So can he do it again? This is a question every season I think we ponder.
Yeah.
Can he repeat it?
It's only been twice, not this time.
Yeah. He'll do it again. To me, I think he's a good buy. Harry Kane is a very good buy.
But I wouldn't do it at just 0.5 lesser than Zlatan.
Zlatan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Alright.
At least maybe if he was at a 10.
And considering that we've pumped Eriksen for big things this season.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we agree that Harry Kane is a no-no. Stick to Zlatan.
Yeah.
You want Tottenham cover? Get Eriksen in.
Eriksen in
Exactly.
there.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah, fair
fine.
enough,
That's a good. What about Janssen?
Janssen, I feel is a bit bought only for backup, considering they're into Champions League and all
finally in the
that.
Champions
So I
League.
don't see him starting initially. Maybe if Kane last year, first 9 games he didn't score and all that. So this year, if he faces the same trouble with scoring and all that, then I think Janssen will get a shot.
Okay,
Otherwise,
so
wait.
here's a stat for you. Janssen's stats are better than Michy Batshuayi's. And Jansen's stats come from the Dutch Eredivisie,
Yeah.
which has better repeatability in the EPL.
Okay.
If you remember Luis Suarez.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I forget Dipe. Not talking about him here. Yeah. But so Jansen priced at 8,
Yeah.
and he's the sole second runner.
But you're
to
No, but
But
as
where he
Shanky
fits, right?
mentioned, it also comes down to opportunities.
Yes,
Like how many
true.
games does he get to play?
Yeah.
Fair
Because
point. Yeah.
yeah,
So speaking of which, is Michy Batshuayi getting one of the 8 games in Chelsea?
sure,
He's,
maybe
he's
because
priced at
So,
9.5, which
does
I think is
anyone
very
know
steep.
how his preseason's
for
been
a-
going? I haven't really been
yeah,
following Chelsea.
yesterday
It's been
it
a
was
bit
Real
on
Madrid
off.
versus Chelsea. So the Batshuayi came on in the second half. The
He
first
played
half,
well?
Loftus-Cheek played. He played really well in the second half. Chelsea came alive. They scored both their goals in the second half. He was involved. He did some link-up play.
So there's no Costa there.
No, and the thing is, many people are saying Costa's going to leave because he's not been playing, but actually Costa has a back injury.
Oh, okay.
So he has a back injury. That's why he's not been playing in
Okay,
preseason.
okay.
But I don't know. I think Costa will stay.
Okay.
So
I think that's just
Do
a
you
convenient
see Costa starting
excuse.
Vitesse?
I think Costa should start because I don't know. Conte should. In my mind, he should like a battling forward.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff
I mean,
like that.
he seems like a better version of
Yeah.
Pele.
Yeah,
Costa is a
probably.
better version
Yeah.
of Pele.
So I think
because-
what we're saying is, if Batshuayi is starting, you got to get him in at 9.
If he's starting, but that's the thing, you can't.
Again, wait and watch is what we said about Chelsea, right? When
So
it comes
see,
to the
it-
unknowns.
See, I'll
okay.
tell you, it's simple. You've been an FPL player. Would you buy Batshuayi at 9 or would you buy Romelu Lukaku at 9?
9,
Oh,
Lukaku.
okay.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer.
Okay.
So straight away you're going to go with Lukaku.
Okay.
So because you don't want to take the risk.
So the predicament that is happening in Chelsea right now, we can't solve that issue. We can't
Yeah.
tell you. So
Exactly.
so instead, we've really like pushed up Hazard for this podcast.
Yeah.
We told you go for Hazard.
So if you want Chelsea cover,
irrespective of who's going to be playing up front, Hazard is going to shine for you.
Yeah.
And if you want a forward for 9, then Lukaku is a really good shot.
yeah,
Let's
but
hope
since
Lukaku
he's-
doesn't come to Chelsea and spoil our plans now. Now
Yeah.
That's the
rumors
best.
are out.
That's the best possible prospect. Now
Yeah.
you know Lukaku. If he's going to come back to Chelsea, he's going to play for Chelsea.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then I'll go and buy the forward who's going to replace Lukaku.
Everton.
But anyway, now since we're speaking about teams in blue,
Yeah.
Yes.
we got to go to the surprise package of last year.
Last year,
Jamie Vardy.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, he scored 211 points last year.
Yeah.
Which was crazy. He got the record of most continuous goals.
Yes.
But he's priced at 10, which is not quite steep for a guy who had such a season.
Yeah.
But in
Still
terms
steep
of
in terms of where he's coming
yeah,
from.
his profile, player profile, and all that.
Okay.
So would any of you guys be going the
Nah,
whole hog
not
with
for me.
Vardy?
I
No.
did in our individual league.
Yeah.
I've gone for Vardy, and
I think that's reason enough for everyone to stay away from him.
Fair enough.
Okay, so I think we'll say no need
For
Vardy as of now.
not at 10.
Not at 10.
Yeah. And that too, if
and
Mahrez leaves,
yes.
definitely no.
Yeah, I think we like Mahrez over Vardy.
True.
Plus the 0.5
Yeah,
makes a
0.5 difference,
So
yeah.
we'll skip Jamie Vardy for now.
Sure.
So right now what we're saying is either Zlatan or Aguero
Or both.
or
both.
both. Fair enough.
with a third forward who can.
Okay, so let's talk about the third
Third
forwards.
forward, those
So since-
6.57
Yeah, let's
price.
talk about the Abel Hernandez.
Yes, I really rate him.
How do his numbers look?
His numbers look good, but the problem is he also had a season in the Premier League before. He had a horrible season.
Which is why I feel he will do better the second
He'll do
time
better.
around.
Maybe.
Okay.
That's
So, yeah,
one day.
Andre Gray was spoken about. We like him.
Yeah.
What about Middlesbrough? Alvaro Negredo.
The Beast. I don't know. The Beast is not very consistent.
Okay.
I would rather, if I'm going
The
with
Beast has
Middlesbrough.
faltered last year in the Spanish Liga.
Yeah. He had the
Completely
He scored
most.
only 7 or 9 goals.
There's a highlight reel of all the misses.
Yeah.
that you could
We will post that in our channel.
Jordan Rhodes.
Yeah, I would go with Rhodes.
Rhodes,
I think Rhodes had a
okay.
really good season. I think he joined only in January to Middlesbrough.
And Rhodes is on penalties also, I think.
Okay.
Okay.
But
No,
that might be up to
I'm
change.
saying no. Just leave Middlesbrough out of the equation right now
Yeah,
because we don't know.
probably
them
at
yet.
6.5. You
But if
have
there's another
better option.
predicament, there's to solve like the Chelsea one. There's a Southampton predicament. Is it going to be
Yes,
long or Austin?
Long, Austin or Rodriguez. Let's not forget
Yeah.
Jay Rodriguez.
But the thing is,
Jay
Rodriguez
Rodriguez
is a
is a
midfielder.
midfielder this year.
yeah, he's a midfielder, but who's played forward.
Yeah, but he's
the
also
past.
been missing for
In the
a
past.
season and a half, so we don't know what we're going to
I
get.
think we've all
God knows
forgotten
what's happening behind the doors.
We have forgotten Rooney.
Wayne
Rooney.
We really don't.
For
don't
good
think
measure,
we
for
forgot about
good
Rooney.
measure, Prem
Yeah.
Kumar, for good measure.
So
There'll be a time for
ignoring-
Rooney talks.
we are
Yeah.
ignoring
We're
Rooney.
strapped for time right now. I'm
Okay.
sorry, folks. to all
Okay,
those
so let's
Rooney
move to
fans.
Watford.
Yeah.
They have two very good forwards.
Two very good forwards.
Yeah.
I'd choose Dini over Igalo.
Dini over Igalo,
for obvious
okay.
reasons.
Okay.
I would go for Dini over Igalo
Penalty,
too.
yeah.
What
for
is Dini's
penalties.
price?
Both the price at 7.5.
7.5.
I think, no? Could
Wait,
you
so
confirm
Dini's
that?
priced at 7 and Igalo is priced at he's priced at 7.5.
Okay.
That 0.5 is a differential
Fine.
for all the
I think that all the more makes Dini my case because one
exactly.
penalties and Dini is more of a link-up player. There are more assists in Dini than Igalo.
Correct.
Igalo is more your pure finisher. So he might probably get more goals, but Dini is a better package.
Okay, so right now
Hot
what
and
we are
cold.
saying is that let's have one of the premium forwards
Yep.
or both.
Yes, I would go for both.
Okay, and let's have one of the smaller guys from the promoted teams.
We've left out Callum Wilson.
Callum Wilson.
Yeah, Callum Wilson, Abel Hernandez, Gray. We'll bundle them
We
all
also
together.
left out the big man, Olivier Giroud.
Giroud.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
How
but then
did
I
we-
left them out. I remember.
Yeah,
him.
but
I left
we
him out
already
on
said-
purpose because I
yes.
shot.
We are saying no to
down.
Arsenal
Yeah.
in the
Okay, fine,
beginning.
fair enough.
So, okay. So in the next pod, we'll
Don't
focus
hate
on
us,
the,
Arsenal fans. We are also Arsenal.
That's
Pretty
4
much
Arsenal fans in this
yeah,
pod,
yeah,
by the
yeah.
way. So I
You
think
just lost listenership of all Chelsea,
Yeah.
United City, and all the other fans.
no, this is FPL. When FPL comes in, I forget team loyalties. It doesn't matter.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Oh, another player, Rondon at 6.5.
You can have him.
So I think what we'll do is we have established the big marquee players for now.
Yeah.
So in the next podcast, we'll focus on the lesser known forwards and the lesser known midfielders.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once we
More in depth. But,
More in-depth,
But
yes.
from a overview, I think at your 6.57 price, your best bets are Gray and Dini. Correct?
Yes.
yeah.
Gray
And Wilson.
And
I'm
Callum
a big fan
Wilson.
of
Yeah,
Wilson.
Callum Wilson had a good start before he got injured. So these three are someone you can look at. And then at your 8.59, Lukaku and maybe Costa if he stays. And maybe even Batshuayi, depending on the way he starts.
Yes, yes.
And in your premium, avoid Harry Kane, go for Zlatan.
Avoid Jamie Vardy too.
Avoid Jamie Vardy too, absolutely. And go for Aguero and Zlatan.
Yes.
Rooney, who cares? Yeah. So yeah.
All right, folks. So we'll consider it as a wrap for this episode. Thank you for listening. Vito,
Yeah,
would you like to tell them how to follow us?
So you can follow us on our Twitter handle, the at LPG Podcast, the LPG Podcast, and also we try to go set up a grand league.
Yes.
You know, so you can probably like pit your wits against all the gaffers
We'll
here.
share the league codes on Twitter.
We'll probably share the league codes on Twitter and then on any other platform where I can push that through and we can have a community going. And if you tend to you tend to do very well, we'll probably invite you over for the podcast as well.
And send you some LPG merchandise. Dude, we've got some mugs rolling.
Yeah, I'm
Why
gonna post
not?
that.
Yeah, but yeah, please do engage with us because we would really like to know what is the fantasy football scene in India.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we try to
We
engage
really
with
are
them.
curious, yeah.
Yeah, so I think it should be a fun experience going forward.
Yeah, I'm sure we are not just that one unique group or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm sure
I know
there's
it's a
more.
long
Yeah,
battle,
sure.
but yeah.
I'm sure there are more groups out there. Hopefully, we assisted you in constructing the best possible fantasy dream team. So, yeah, so this is the LPG signing out.